please put your hands together for the very funny Heather Thomson!
Lovely, warm crowd. It's not obvious from my silk butterfly shirt I came to sparkle tonight. Thank you. Oh, you guys are almost making up for middle school. My sister-in-law was going to give this away. People with jobs, you know what I mean? I don't get it. Lovely, it's perfectly done. I'm doing this new thing I call trying. Anybody else? Anyone else just showing up for life and see what happens? You know what I mean? I'm gonna get myself some Ann Taylor or some Ann Taylor from the section of Goodwill that might have some. Just see what comes from me, you know? I haven't always been good about trying. I grew up in, especially with my looks, I grew up in Maine, and Mainers aren't a very vain people. Like, if you lose a tooth, you don't fix it unless an eating tooth. You know? Like, yeah, if it has a purpose, like you strap it back in with some duct tape and you go back to your chowder or your mashed potato, but, otherwise you just have a really unique smile. I moved out here and everyone is gorgeous and everyone has like luminizer on all the time, so I was like, I'll try, and because I was always like a good, responsible woman. I was the kind of woman who would memorize your food allergies on a first date. No walnuts, no problem, you know? You live with me. But people don't get excited for that. People get excited for like naked models and like stilettos. They don't like practical things, but I always feel like we should value practical things. Like I want to say to people, listen, I have a sturdy build and almost always wear sensible shoes. In a crisis, or God forbid the apocalypse, I can pick you up, throw you over my shoulder, and start running. Don't you get it? I'm the Volvo of women. I am Swedish and you are always safe with me. Thank you. You know what they say though, Volvo in the streets, Ferrari in the sheets, am I right? I know this isn't how you have sex, by the way. I know you don't back the person away from you while you scoot backwards. Mama raised a tease, Probably stop batting people away. I'm actually kind of lonely. You're getting lonely when you're like the last one to leave a hug a lot. Like their arms are tired, but you're still in there. And, when you spend like a Saturday night making soup and then talking to it. How you doing, Minestrone? You still inanimate? Can't love me back? That's never stopped me before. Ask some adult skateboarders. It's okay. I have a nice life. I grew up on a farm. It's okay. I'm okay. I do feel like people don't always want to admit when they're lonely, but I have no shame, so I can come out of a closet as lonely. It is a sexual orientation in and of itself if you do it long and hard and right enough. It is a very adorable pride flag. It's just an Ewok baking scones. A round creature waddle around with a tray that says, please make eye contact with the cook. That's all I'm asking for. I'm at the edge. I'm an Ewok. I do think it's weird to ever hear like a woman say that she's lonely because we are so amazing. Can I just get a round of applause for women for a minute? Woo! Woo! Oh, there's some boss babes in the audience. I can feel it. Is boss babe a cool phrase? I don't know, but I like your energy. No, women are amazing. Like we're natural nurturers. We're like smell good. My skin is so soft. We're very smart. We're very without women, I would be so bored all the time. We're amazing creatures. And it's true, like any woman in this bar tonight, without even really trying, could take somebody home. Go out to a bar any night, do that. It wouldn't even have to be a bar. It could be a well-lit FedEx. Or a DMV playing the right kind of gentle music. It's not hard. You just walk in and you go, anyone? Any takers? You'll always get something. You will always get something. The important word there, though, is something. Nobody said something good. Saying to a woman, how could you be lonely when you take somebody home any night, is kind of like saying to someone, how are you hungry, when you know there are trash cans all over the city that have half-eaten sandwiches in them? Huh? There's a moldy ham and rye 2 blocks that way. And not just sandwich trash, you got soggy hot dogs down by the river, you got expired yogurt in the dumpster behind the bonds. Go and get your romance, you picky bitch! Maybe I don't want human trash anymore. Maybe I had some in my 20s in the form of a life coach that I met in a Trader Joe's parking lot who traveled by bicycle. True story, he wore no shirt and such loud hemp pants. How was I not going to talk to him? Maybe now I want eye contact and to not worry about getting robbed afterwards. A girl can dream. She's not going to get it, but she can dream, you know what I mean? I technically have a lot of options. My sexual orientation is persuadable. Anybody else like a good compliment? I'm bisexual, which sounds fun, but not the way I do it. I always feel like saying you're gay sounds really brave, but I feel like saying you're bisexual just sounds like, who likes attention? Who can't make up her mind and used to make her friends' parents watch her tap dance in the living room after dinner parties? It's me, I'm exactly it. I know comics always say they hate dating, and I do sometimes, and sometimes I think it's fun. Sometimes, maybe you put on a pretty dress, they pick you out, they take you out to eat, maybe they have a car and a job, a girl can dream. But if I was going to sum up the shadow side of it that I don't like, it's with this story. Once I was on a road trip with a friend of mine, and we saw this little zoo by the side of the road. And we said, hey, let's check it out. And it was kind of a strange zoo. There weren't a lot of people or animals. It was a shitty zoo. And we find this one lone gorilla in a glass habitat. And I go over to the glass, and I'm staring intently at him, and he's staring intently at me, and he's ignoring my friend, and I'm like, perfect. This is what it's like when dogs and babies decide you're the best person in a room. Suddenly he surprises me and he takes his gorilla paw and he puts it up to the glass like it's prison and we're waiting for each other. So I'm like, all right, I'm lonely, I'm weird, I'm in gorilla. And I put it up back. And he takes his other paw and he does it. And I take my paw and I do it. We're just standing there staring at each other, having this intense moment. I'm like, God, I get you, gorilla. You're in a cage, I'm in a cage. Mine is kind of my own neuroses, getting out of my own way. And yours is actual glass. And I feel bad about that, but I get you, gorilla. And then when I thought my heart was already too full, he actually leaned forward and kissed the glass where my face was. And then he reached down and started jerking off his gorilla dick while never breaking eye contact with me, and that's what I think it feels like to be a girl. Thank you. You think you're having a moment, you have aggressive gorilla boner in your face. I know this is really dark stuff. Am I the only one in here who gets sitting down in the shower sad? I'm not. Oh, I love all you saddies. I hate it when people lump all the sad into one category. They just go, oh, I'm blue. I'm like, you're also lazy and uncreative. There's so many different flavors. There's sitting down in the shower sad, but there's also, hey stranger, can I pet your dog a little longer desperate? Just want to put your face in their fur till it's dry, you know? There's referring to yourself as a divorcee even though you've never been married. There's eating hot dogs straight out of the package because it says pre-cooked. There's accidentally making your therapist cry. To clarify, I wasn't mean to her, I just said something so sad that she... Anyway, there's getting in a fight with a psychic. It wasn't the truth I wanted. Sitting down in the shower sad is my favorite because to me it implies such hope. Like I picture you in bed and real gross and finally you said to yourself, you know what, I'm gonna get up and have a day and leave the house and see people and I should get clean before I do that. That's good for you, you're following a social norm. That's what healthy people do, I think. And you get up and you get in that shower and then something goes wrong in between lather, rinse, repeat and you say to yourself, or you know what else I could do? I could just hang out in the bottom let the water run, but it takes so long to get clean when you're washing from the inside out.